So Marvel puts out a not woke Spider-Man movie and it smashes box office records. Very interesting. Let's talk about it. What's going on, America? I am the right-winged angel Oliver Mack, and for those who don't know, I'm a huge comic book fan. I love Marvel. I've loved Marvel since I was a kid. I used to read comic books, comic book video games, arcade games, all that stuff. I even collect Marvel Funko Pops, if you know what that is. But I'm a huge Marvel fan, and I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. So I went to see the Spider-Man movie, the new Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, with my son this past weekend. And it was a great movie. It was a great movie. Now, by the time I got to the end of the movie, I realized something, that this movie was not woke. There was no wokeness in this movie. There was no forced themes that just didn't belong, and they put them in the movie just because they wanted to appeal to the far left. There was none of that in this movie. None of that in this movie. It had some very, very good themes in the movie, and I was impressed by the movie. It was something that I felt good about taking my 6-year-old son to see. And, you know, since this whole pandemic started, these superhero movies that Marvel has been putting out, from Black Widow to the Eternals to Shang-Chi, all these movies that have been coming out have not been doing well at the box office. So it led people to believe that, oh, it's just a pandemic. People don't want to go to the movies during the pandemic. That's what it's all about. And once the pandemic is over, then these movies are going to start making the money that they're supposed to make. Well, Spider-Man proved all of that wrong. Spider-Man is smashing box office records right now. I believe right now it has like the highest gross, one of the highest grossing weekends of all time, right behind Avengers, I think Endgame or Infinity War, one of those. So it's doing very, very well during the pandemic. So that tells you something. Maybe it's not the pandemic. Maybe it's the fact that Marvel and a lot of these movie studios, while they're trying to cater to the woke crowd, maybe people just don't want to see that crap. And they just want to see a good movie that focuses on the story, that focuses on having the right actors, that focuses on a good cinematography, all that stuff. Maybe that's what people want. And I think Spider-Man is proving that. So maybe they can start going back to the drawing board and stop putting out this crap. Like I said in the beginning, I'm a big Marvel fan, but I refuse to watch the Eternals, because the Eternals decided to do a lot of gender swapping with their characters, and they also put a homosexual character in the movie. Now, why do you need a homosexual superhero? And also in the movie, they decided to give him a family and have him and his gay partner raising a child together, and then they decide to kiss in the movie. I'm not taking my son to see that. I don't want to explain that to him. At least not right now. Maybe he gets older, but not right now. These Marvel movies, these superhero movies, should be for a majority of ages, a lot of different ages. But they put this propaganda in these movies, and people are rejecting the propaganda. People are rejecting these narratives that they decide to put in movies. Even the Disney Plus Marvel shows, where the Captain America and the Winter Soldier, that show featured a scene where there were some white cops, and they decided to harass the Falcon, who is black, and ask him when he was with the white guy, "Are you okay?" Like, that's the narrative that they decided to push. But those narratives are not around in this Spider-Man movie. So I was happy to see that. And I'm hoping that this movie will send a message to these movie studios. People don't want the woke crap. Keep it out of our movies. We don't need politics in our movies. We don't need politics in our sports. We don't need politics or propaganda or narratives or any of that in any form of entertainment. Get it out of here. We reject that. Entertainment should be a form of escapism, a way to get away from the pressures of life, from politics, from the things that you don't want your kids to see. Entertainment should be a way to get away from all that. But instead, they're implanting all these things in every form of entertainment so we can't miss it, so we can't ignore it, because they have a plan to indoctrinate all of us. And they really want to get to our kids because they feel like the adults may be too far gone. So if they start with the kids and let the kids know that, hey, this is how you should think, then they feel like what's stopping them from growing up and believing that this is right, that the way that they want them to think is right, and everything that their parents are talking about is wrong. And that's why us as parents, we got to step up and we got to let these people know, these entertainment companies, whether it be sports, whether it be movies, whether it be anything, let them know that we will not stand for the indoctrination. Let them know that we will not allow our kids to partake in anything where they're trying to brainwash, where they're trying to use propaganda to get them to believe something that we do not want them to believe. So I'm glad that Spider-Man done well. It did well. It's doing well. I'm glad about that because hopefully it'll send a message. But maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. I think a lot of these movie studios, they don't care about money anymore. It's crazy. They don't care about money anymore. They don't care about their bottom line. They're willing to let their companies go down the toilet just so they can feel good about themselves. They're willing to let their stock prices crash just so they can put out something positive about the LGBT community. So they can put out something positive about black people. So they can put out something positively about any other minority, because that's what they're going for. They're trying to just buy into the Democrat narrative, all the Democrat narratives out there, that people are oppressed, that minorities are marginalized, that racism is still alive and well today, just like it was in the 60s, which is not true. But that's their narrative. That's what they're choosing to push so they can enact a lot of their Democrat policies that don't help anybody. And we got to stop them. We got to stand up and say, no, we're not going to take it. We will only support your movies if you leave the trash out of it. Leave the trash out of the movies. Because I want to see Marvel movies again. I love superhero movies, and I would love to watch them again. I would love to start getting into that like I used to, but I had stopped. Because I didn't want to see the propaganda. So come on, please. Keep the trash out of the movies. Keep the trash out of sports. Keep the trash out of our schools. Keep the trash out of the workplace. Please, I beg you. But thank you, Spider-Man, for doing well and letting these woke leftists know that we want a good, wholesome movie that has a good plot, that has a good story, that has good visual effects, and it has some nostalgia. I won't spoil the movie for you guys, but it was a good movie in there. And if you've seen the other Spider-Mans, then you will be very happy with this movie. So, but I'm a big nerd, So I get it. Some of you may not be into that type of thing, but I know some of you are. And I know some of your kids are. So I'm just letting you know. It's okay to take your kids to see Spider-Man No Way Home, because it's not like the rest of the Marvel crap that has been put out recently. So yeah, there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button. Smash the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And share this video with your family and friends, because they need to know what's going on in the world today. All right, guys. Well, I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon. Peace.